We're live. We are live for the Giants-Seahawks preview. We got James Bradbury with DK Metcalf and his little binky, little wannabe Calvin Johnson. How is everybody doing, man? I'm feeling good. I don't know why, but I just feel way too cocky and pumped up for this game. I just feel so cocky for some reason today. Like I just feel like I could take a baseball bat to the Seattle Seahawks from 2,000 miles away.
Well, Bobby Skinner, first of all, that was very nice of our inside source to send us that picture. We have an inside source. James Bradbury and DK Metcalf took that picture that we just put up on the screen. Why don't we just put it up on the screen one more time? One more time. Really let it simmer in.
Let me do the better viewed on YouTube tweet, and let's put it up one more time. One more time.
One more time.
Bam!
Because it was really nice that that they sent that to us, our inside source. DK Metcalf does, in fact, wear a binky when he is playing the game of football. There's no way in tarnation that James Bradbury is going to let a man who wears a binky while he plays the game of football, no way that man is going to beat him. No way.
That's what I'm talking about, man. DK Metcalf is a loser. Oh, did Jim Schwartz say you're not Calvin Johnson? You're not, dude. You're not even close. Jalen Ramsey shut you down. Patrick Peterson shut you down. Justin, were you on with Tana last night?
I was.
I didn't know
that. Justin left. Oh, Paul. I need to DM Paul because he DM'd me after the stream. Bobby, I need to send you the clips of where Paul was talking. Paul perfectly worded the points that, and this is what we want out of our listeners and out of our fans. When they have a chance to go on to, whether it's a stream or they have a chance to talk to their friends, Paul perfectly kind of stated our points, our very smart and intelligent points, might I add, about Garrett, about the offense, about Jones, and he presented it to Murph. He presented it to the Clapback Sports and the Entertainer and Chris. He did it perfectly, and they didn't have any rebuttals for him. How do you like that? So Paul is an awesome guy, smart fan. Way to go. Thank you for listening, Paul. I have to DM you back because we need to chat one day.
We may be screwed up on Periscope right now, but who cares? This is about YouTube anyways.
Right.
Saquon's Burner, can you post it on Twitter so I can screenshot? It's on Justin Penix Turner, at Justin Penix, so make sure to go check that out. What's going on, Rajiv, Jerry, Jaden, Paul? I'm pumped. I'm pumped.
I also think the thing is, Bobby, if let's just say the Giants lose, and this is a terrible, bad brain take here. Let's say the Giants lose like 38-13, right? Are we surprised and are we mad? No. It depends on how the game goes, right? But I don't think we're like, oh, season's over, tear it all down once again, because obviously when you're without your starting quarterback, you're not expecting the world. But it's not like, it's not like if we were to lose last week against the Bengals and a bad loss, it's like, oh, we're done. There's a good chance the rest of the NFC East loses anyway. So this week is kind of just like, let's go. Let's just see what happens. And I think that's why we're all kind of feeling a little cocky, which I don't mind.
In the shower this morning, I just had a thought of like going into week 17 and being like, the playoffs start now. Win and we're in. And I don't know. I think Periscope is back. Periscope is screwing up for a second. All right, ask you some questions. We'll get into it. Something I wanted to hit on, even if it's not asked a question, Matt Parrott and Caden Smith, I wouldn't expect much from them today.
Right.
I wouldn't expect possibly not any at all. I mean, supposedly Graham Gano was kind of out of it last week, and he was just, kicking, and they, Art Stapleton said they had regretted not keeping the backup kicker active.
Wow.
So for a guy playing offensive tackle and tight end / fullback, I'm not expecting much out of those guys, if anything. Elijah Penny. Here's something. I have been an Elijah Penny hater. I'm like, this guy's not a real fullback. He's a converted running back. We need a real fullback. He played like a real fullback last Sunday. And so he's going to get some reps today. That's pretty much a guarantee to me. And then Fleming will probably play the majority of the game today.
And I think it's also because we're without Jones, so we could be using a lot more 21 personnel, that's with the running back, the fullback, the tight end, the two wide receivers. I think we could be using a lot more could we be using a lot more 13 personnel because we want to ease Caden Smith back? So maybe we're using 3 tight end formations with Caden Smith just blocking, but definitely, well, who would be the second tight end if we're going to run 12 personnel, Bobby? Toilolo. Okay, so there you go. 12 personnel with Engram and Toilolo. Could see a lot more of that. Conservative. I mean, that's what I think the game plan is going to be. It's going to be very conservative. I would be shocked if the Giants offense scores more than 20 points today. Shocked. And the reason why you kind of have a little faith about this game is because Seattle's defense is so bad. So is the Giants offense performing well today? Is that going to say more about the Giants offense or the Seahawks defense? I think it's going to say more about how bad the Seahawks defense is going to be or is.
By the way, Paul Nonit, before I forget, DM me or something. I want to hear what he said on Tana. So DM me the timestamp that he was on. I want to hear that.
I will let you know because I listened to it afterwards and I was like, whoa, it was a drop mic, and it was unfortunate because I was kind of taking over the stream, so I wanted to leave. So he came on right after I left. So I feel bad.
So Clapback was on there too.
Yeah. Yeah, they were on there. They were streaming they were streaming for 3 hours. And
how did I miss all this?
They were streaming for 3 hours, and then I kind of just went on because Saturday night. It's rare that I'm not hanging out with anybody Saturday night, but I was just home, so I was just I popped in. I got the link, and Chris let me in, and then I was on for I don't know how long I was on, but I was on for maybe half an hour, 45 minutes.
Saquon Burner says Bobby looks like a middle-aged single mom right now. I think he sent the comment when I had the sunglasses like this.
That was nice.
Saquon, I'm glad you listen. I'm glad you view. It's weird. I'm changing from listen to watch. I've been programmed in my head to be listen, yes. listen here. Now I'm doing listen/watch.
Yes.
All right, who's diverse? Periscope is screwing up. Sorry, Periscope people. If go on to YouTube, that's where it's the best.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody actually in here had a good question. Rajiv, should the Giants double team Metcalf with Yedem and Peppers and Ryan and have Bradbury and Lockett maybe switch it up a little bit?
It's too many guys on only two people.
Our friend Talking Jake had that take. I don't think you can really double anybody against Russell Wilson.
No.
You know what I mean? You can shade over the top and stuff, but I really do think now if Graham comes out with something totally different and surprises us, then I'm like, okay, cool. I trust you. But Bradbury even talked about shadowing the best players this week. I think they're going to look at what Ramsey did, look what Patrick Peterson did, the DK Metcalf, and be like, hey, we're putting you on an island over there, and then we are going to shade versus Lockett and do the necessary things to try and limit Russell Wilson in this offense and get some turnovers.
I'd rather give the illusion that DK Metcalf is open. Oh, one-on-one opportunity. Let me throw a catchable ball up to one of my best skill position players. Give the illusion that you have a good matchup, and then James Bradbury is going to do what he's done all year, which is forcing completions and pass deflections. He's top 3 in the National Football League, top 2, top 5, whatever, in pass deflections in the NFL. So let James Bradbury continue to do that. I'm sorry for this halo that's around me right now. It just means that it's a good sign for the Giants. But give the illusion that your number one guys are open, one-on-one matchup, and then Bradbury's going to make a play on the ball. And then shadow Lockett. I actually thought that Lockett was more of the deep guy for the Seahawks, but then I checked the average depth of target numbers this year. Metcalf is leading by almost 4 yards more in terms of being targeted deeper down the field. So I'm the singular most thing I'm excited about is to see how Graham approaches this Seahawks offense.
Yeah, me too, man. I can't wait to see what he does against a top offense. And like I said, I think Bradbury will be put on DK. And I did this for my Giant Factor video, but in those 3 games where Metcalf was shut down, Lockett went off. He had 29 catches, 333 yards, 4 tutters. Now, part of that was 15 catches, 200 yards, and 3 of those were against Arizona on that Sunday Night Football game.
Right.
But nonetheless, I think Graham's gonna, let's see what Graham's got for this game. Speaking of what Graham's got, over under 20 snaps for McKinney. I'm gonna go. Let's see. Let's say they get 65 snaps on offense. I'm gonna go under, but very slightly. I think they're actually going to use McKinney today, especially with Fackrell out. I do think they're going to, trust this D-line to stop the run. They're going to, Maybe even use Blake Martinez and Tay Crowder a little more, and then be like, hey, we're playing our DBs on the back end.
I hope it's over, but also I think it's going to be under. A lot of people were saying how they hope they use McKinney as a spy. I'm like, oh, that's an interesting concept. Just a spy on Russell Wilson.
As a spy in 4 snaps. I think he was used as a spy twice last week. So
yeah. Tay Crowder could also fill that role too, a guy that can go sideline to sideline and keep track of Russell Wilson. But Tay Crowder also
take some bad angles. Sometimes.
He can take some bad angles, right? But I like that idea, and that was a lot of comments that I saw. We use McKinney as a spy, and I was like, oh, that's a really great point.
All right, a conservative game plan can be good for McCoy. It depends what you mean. Like,
I love how Tobias asked that as a question.
I mean, like, you're not going to go out there and just toss it all over the yard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there should be, against the Seattle defense, there should be some shots taken. You know what I'm saying? In fact, I would like a kind of a game plan that they've used for, like, with Jones. I've wanted them to open it up a little bit. But if you take like the Bucs game approach versus this, like, let's see how aggressive Seattle is. And honestly, like, a reason. And here's the thing. And here's how we can screw ourselves with conservatism in football is, how has Seattle's defense been bad? Well, blown coverages on the back end. But if you're throwing 10, or if every route is 10 yards or less, or there's one deep ball, there's no coverages to be blown deep. So for you to have those blown coverages that the Seahawks have, and they've gotten better as the year went along, you gotta test them. So I'm not saying to air it out, but there should be shots built in for this game.
Yeah. See, I guess the Seahawks defense has gotten better, because I've been checking even the EPA numbers from week 6 through 12. They're still bottom. They are bottom of the league in how they've produced as a defense, and it's crazy because the talent. You feel like the talent is there on some levels, especially acquiring Jamal Adams, but they're just not a productive group, and it's crazy how bad they are.
My prediction is that Tay Crowder, or not Tay Crowder, take Buddy Brown. Mr. Brownsville had a prediction that Tay Crowder is going to have a turnover. My prediction is that Nick Gates and Jamal Adams are going to go at it today.
I would love that. Jamal Adams is one of the league leaders in sacks. That's something that we didn't talk about in our preview show. Huh?
He's an outside linebacker.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they
Many
basically
people are
delegated
saying
him
Pete
to.
Carroll's hair is a toupee, nothing on Bobby Skinner's hair. It's definitely fake. And Pete Carroll's a weirdo.
Yeah. Does he actually believe the earth is flat?
I don't know. I made that up.
Oh, you made okay.
I think he does believe 9/11 was Bush, though.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. I feel like I've heard that. Now, I could just be spreading totally false lies, but who cares?
You know who wouldn't throw the ball at the 1-yard line in the Super Bowl?
Loser Pete Carroll.
No, I'm saying who wouldn't.
Oh, Joe Judge.
Joe Judge. That's you're damn right. How many passing touchdowns does Daniel Jones have inside the 5-yard line? Probably 0 this year.
I won against Philly. It is kind of funny though. Like, even if we get the 4th down, we kind of know it's like, all right, we're running the ball in once we get into the 10.
Yeah,
that is what will be happening. It feels like the Giants never have good luck. This is a game I'd appreciate some help from the football gods. There's no such thing as football gods. Oh,
Bobby, tell us your opinions on karma.
It's not real.
How about Christmas? Do you like Christmas?
I hate Christmas. Whenever somebody will be like karma, I was like, oh, I didn't know you were Hindu.
Just throwing historical, cultural, religious, just the takes right at them. Throw it right back in their face.
When Nick Falato was on, I was like, you look like the real Jesus, his skin complexion with the beard and the not long hair, but that scruffy hair. I was like, you look like the real Jesus. And someone commented, was like, how about you talk about Muhammad? It's like, no, it's like we're talking about how Nick Falato looked.
How about we talk about the Giants? Because that's exactly that's what we do.
This is what we do. Colt 45 and 2 zigzags. Baby, that's all we need. Go to the park after dark. Smoke Russell Wilson's ankles. All right. Over under for Nico Leilo's turnovers. He's going to play today, and he's going to I'm interested to see. Their offensive line their right tackle is horrible. Their right tackle is horrible. Chad Wheeler, by the way.
Chad Wheeler playing?
No, he's probably the backup, but Chad Wheeler has been activated. Chad Wheeler died so Nick Gates could live. I tweeted that yesterday. Chad Wheeler
tweet.
died. If Chad Wheeler doesn't start off preseason injured last year, he probably gets those reps over Nick Gates, and Nick Gates doesn't become the swing tackle. How about that?
That's true. And we all know Pat Shurmur didn't know a good football player when it hit him in the face. So a good football player that wasn't projected to start. So tough.
Nick Gates. I mean, last year I was like, Nick Gates should start over Nate Solder. That's how much confidence I am. Obviously, but that's not going to happen when you spend that kind of money.
Kind of a good take.
I said after the Jets game, I was like, hopefully Mike Remmers is healthy because we should start Nick Gates over Nate Solder. Let's see. Imagine LT on this defense. Game over.
It's a great point. I have my thank you Eli shirt on.
You're welcome, Rajiv. Thank you. I'm a company man right now. I got the logo in the back. I got the logo on the hoodie, even though this one's kind of weathered because I did clean pools. I got the Talking Giants coffee cup.
That Talking Giants mug, I actually don't have a mug.
I love it.
It's beautiful. It is
really
a beautiful mug.
The old mugs were horrible.
Yeah.
The old mugs were horrible. They were just white, and they had the outline of the logo with the red stencil all around. And it's just like this. Nobody would want this, but these
you would have to Sharpie in the blue and color it in.
I think this is my favorite, like most well done piece of merch we have.
Your favorite one. You designed it.
Well, I didn't design that.
Oh, okay.
Shout out Matt. How can the Giants create explosive plays with Colt McCoy QB? We hit it on it just a second ago, but basically taking shots, forcing their defense. We talked about it with Alistair Corp on the podcast on Friday. If you haven't listened to it, go check it out. You still got time. The way they screwed up was by miscommunications on the back end. You can't have miscommunications if you're not taking chances. So I know it sounds stupid and oversimplified, but running 4 verts a few times a game works. It works. It stretches the defense. It opens stuff up underneath. And it gives you the possibility for the big play. I mean, the big play against Washington, it wasn't Austin Mack running a great route. It was 4 verts. They had 3 guys covering 4. Colt McCoy's last touchdown in the NFL was off 4 verts. So I know it sounds simple, and it doesn't always mean just 4 guys running in a straight line. You know, you can do it in different ways. So, I mean, that has been my take this year. People are going to get really annoyed by me saying it by the end of the year, but I believe it.
Typically, the things that we have repeated over and over on the show or just in general, typically those things have worked out. So, ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Sometimes. Like, I was patting myself on the back for having the Giant Factor last week, and I reminded people, like, I also picked Janoris Jenkins to be a Giant Factor 12 hours before he was released from the NFL, from the team.
This is this year. I'm talking about this year.
Okay.
We've been on the money.
What has been our best prediction for the year?
Well, I know me. You know,
what is it?
Well, mine is Sterling Shepard, Leonard Williams, and the impact and importance of explosive plays. Like that will bring us to be an average offense. And exactly, if you look at the EPA numbers from week 6 to 12, and EPA is basically, you know, it's not just looking at yards, points scored, it's looking at overall effectiveness. Okay? So the Giants offense is right smack dab in the middle of average from week 6 to 12. So I found that to be very, very funny because I said all the Giants need to be is an average unit is to just have maybe 2 more explosive plays per game. Lo and behold, we are an average unit.
Speaking of explosive plays, first play action deep to Slayton 75-yard touchdown. I wouldn't mind that.
No.
Even if it doesn't work, I really do think like stuff like that does set a tone for a game. When like the first play, and that's why I've always been receive the ball first. Like, why not take a chance to go up 7-0 before the other team could even touch the ball?
Yeah.
Or even 3-0. Like, I believe in that kind of stuff. And I'm a big believer. Like, yeah, first play, why not take a shot? Like, okay, cool. It's 2nd and 10. If it doesn't work, we'll just treat it like we ran the ball for 0 yards. Like, I really do believe in that kind of stuff to start a game out.
Yep.
And like, let safeties and corners know. Like, we're coming at your ass all game long.
Yep. Post route. Darius Slayton, post route that he caught in week 1.
Steelers touchdown. Yankee concept.
Yep.
Goes like this. All right. By the way, Mark Schlereth is on the call today. I really don't like him. I think he's the worst announcer. Like, people hate on every announcer team, There's ones like Mark Schlereth is probably the one where I just flat out do not like having him on the call. Like I like Chris Spielman. I know people hate him. I like Charles Davis and Ian Eagle. Like I like the majority of them. I just really don't like Mark Schlereth.
Is it bad I don't pay attention to guys on the call?
Don't either.
I don't pay it. I don't really like pay attention because I maybe if I was still, if I was, if I didn't have if we didn't have the show and whatnot. But I'm a person. First of all, I have Bob Papa in my ears, so that I'm also biased in that kind of sense. That I have Bob Papa in one ear, and then the other ear is listening to the television, and then the eyes are watching the television. But also, I'm a guy that I like to have my own takes too, so I don't want to take anything. But also, they're not watching the team as much as we are. So,
all right, something's up. This is way off topic, but like 5-6 years ago, we had this red plate at work.
Okay,
and we kept on like putting it in each other's mailboxes and trucks and stuff, and just got passed around for like a year.
Okay,
that ended like 5 years ago. I'm looking at my window, and there's a red plate on top of my truck.
Wow. What comes around goes around.
I mean, I almost sent it in the mail to one of my friends. I mean, we just kept on passing the red plate around. All right. Who brings Wilson slang today? I don't know. Xavier McKinney. Yo, what's going on? Topher Pete.
It's on Facebook.
You guys are going places. Don't forget the little people. Seriously, you guys are talented. Thank you.
Gene. Thank you, Gene.
Honestly, I am going to forget the little people. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, we are not little people. And we're also tall. So we may forget that there are little people beneath us because of just how naturally tall we are.
Yeah, I'm really tall. People don't realize I'm 6'7".
I can't wait for training camp next year when you're damn right we're going to be allowed in.
I can't wait to interview offensive linemen and me be bigger than the offensive line.
Well, no, I want that first shot of people seeing us together of like, and we're gonna tell Zach or whoever the videographer is. But all right,
we're gonna get skinny by then too.
It's gonna be level and even with me. I'm gonna be like, all right, welcome to Giants training camp, and then it's just gonna be like your shoulder by my head, and then we're gonna pan up like boom. That's
I like it. As people realize when I did an interview with Tay Davis, and we took a picture together, and like, oh my gosh, like Tay Davis is an NFL linebacker, and Bobby like towers over him.
Yeah. Did you do that interview from your truck?
In my friend's car, in the rain, in the 50-degree rain in Orlando. That interview was miserable.
For the Pro Bowl.
He was in the car, and he's like, what the fuck did I agree to? Oh, excuse my language. Sorry.
Whoa.
It's like, what did I agree to? Why did I agree to do an interview with this guy in the back of his car in the gas station parking lot at the Pro Bowl?
That should be the first episode of Trailer Park Boys podcaster edition.
Yeah. Oh man. Let's see. We got. Do you guys think I would expect one trick play.
I would expect the over under is 1.5. I checked Vegas. I didn't actually. And it's. I would say I think the over is going to hit 2. Golden Tate passing touchdown today.
Speaking of Golden Tate, which receiver will Colt McCoy click with the best?
Shepard, because that's who everybody clicks with best.
Just like James Shipley back in the day. Do we have any white receivers he can click with like James Shipley?
No.
We don't got any.
No.
Sorry, Colt McCoy. I think Garrett's going to get – that would piss me off if Garrett comes out with like this balls to the wall game plan. It's like, why are we doing with Daniel Jones? What are we doing here?
That would make me mad.
In fact, I'm going to find the I'm going to send a question to you, and then I'm going to post the Tay Davis.
Oh, don't
video.
Send me anything. Well, DM it to me on Twitter.
No, I'm gonna pop a question up to you while I post it.
Okay.
Why do you hate Christmas, Bobby?
Yeah.
I try to keep it simple. I'm a Christian. It's not in the Bible. I just try to keep it simple with that.
It's not.
If you want to have a real long conversation, DM me on Twitter. I'd be more than happy to talk. Oh, before I do this, the day, man. Bam, bam. Everything happens good in the day. Are the Giants going to win by 99 or 100? Honestly, stupid question. We're going to win by 1 billion. Thank you for the donation. I very much appreciate that.
I think 99, 100 is a little bold, but 77's not out of the question.
game time, baby, in 25 minutes. No, we have.
No.
I hate the 4 o'clock start. And it's like, if it was 4:25, I'd be a little happier with it. It's like, okay, you get to watch the first games. You don't even get to watch the end of the first games. So
I think we just broke our friend's heart. Who said that? Who said that the game is at 1 o'clock? I think because honestly,
Nate talks Giants.
I've been there where I'm like, oh, the game's at 1. It's like, no, it's on at 4. And then your heart's just broken. It's like, oh, I was all ready. No, it's on at 4. I'm sorry.
One other thing I like to do, because people are talking about my height, is sometimes I'll have a take and people are like, you never played. Who the hell do you think you are? And then I'll pull up the page of the Bobby's. There was a Bobby Skinner who played defensive line for the New York Giants.
Yeah.
And on his profile, it doesn't have his picture. So I'll just be like, actually, yes, I did. Here's me, Bobby Skinner.
Boom.
Played for the New York Giants.
There it is. Is it Bobby Skinner or Robert?
Bobby.
Wow, it's even better.
Okay.
Somebody called you Robert. So I was live streaming with the entertainer last night in Clapback Sports, and somebody called you like, and they were on the call with us. Like he was letting some fans on and stuff like that. Somebody called you Robert. It was very uncomfortable.
I mean, I have a lot of people that just like they call me like what's going on, Robert?
It was just like in passing. Yeah, like Robert, and I was like, "What? Excuse me."
I gotta find this this video of me and Tay Davis. Actually, I know the date of it. Where is it?
Is it afternoon yet? Christopher Thompson said, "Good morning." It's afternoon, Chris. Well,
depends where he is.
Depends on where you're from.
He's in like Chicago.
Oh, then good morning to you.
Interior D line should feast today. All right, Justin, I'm going to let you talk about your 3 D lineman stats while I find this video.
Well, I don't have stats on it. That's bad job on me.
You have good talking points on it.
I have takes. So Kyler Fackrell's out. Breaking news if you didn't hear it, Kyler Fackrell's out. So this makes the 4 edge rushers that the Giants had on their roster to start the year on their depth chart, Lorenzo Carter, O'Shane Zimenez, Marcus Golden, and Kyler Fackrell, they are all out. They are all out and they are all hurt, or they're just not even on the team anymore in Marcus Golden. So that stinks. But what Patrick Graham is going to do, and what he started to do even a little bit last week, was he was using one edge rusher, whether that be Jabal Sheard, whether that be Carter Coughlin, whether that be Cam Brown, or even he would put on rushing downs, he would put David Mayo. He would put David Mayo on the end. And he would use 3 interior defensive lineman formations. Largely, you would have Leonard Williams on as like a defensive end. Then you would have 2 interior guys, whether that be B.J. Hill or Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence, Dalvin Tomlinson, B.J. Hill. Austin Johnson on rushing downs. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to put a guy on the edge. Maybe I would say Leonard Williams and B.J. Hill kind of fit as like defensive ends. You even saw Leonard Williams as a stand-up defensive end / edge rusher, kind of pseudo. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to rock and roll with that. We're going to use the big guys that we have up front, and they're going to be the majority of that defensive line.
I like it. I'm very close to doing this video. Who do you think? Carter Coughlin, Cam Brown, or Nico Lelos? Who has the most impact from the edge?
Carter Coughlin, Cam Brown, Nico Lelos. I would say impact Carter Coughlin, because Carter Coughlin, what they had him doing last week is he was productive getting to the quarterback too. You know, obviously didn't put up a sack or anything like that. He had some nice pass rushing reps, but also Carter Coughlin was so smart and instinctual with how he's going to disguise what he's doing. He was dropping back into coverage, which that was kind of unexpected, you know, from a guy that had 9.5 sacks a couple years ago in college and in school. He was dropping back in coverage and really doing a good job disguising what he was going to do on that Darnay Holmes nickel blitz where he absolutely lit up Brandon Allen. It was actually Carter Coughlin who hesitated, who acted like he was going to rush the passer. Then he dropped back in coverage, so Darnay Holmes was able to run right by the left tackle. So I think Coughlin's going to have the most impact in terms of if the Giants' defense is going to perform well out of all those guys.
All right, I guess I'm just going to have to play it from my phone because this is screwing up.
Is this the Siegel video?
Huh?
Is this the Siegel video?
No, I'm not posting that one because it's from a YouTube video, so we'll get copyright on it.
Oh.
This is me and Tay Davis. Whoops. At the Pro Bowl in 2019.
Wow.
All right, we're here live with New York Giants inside linebacker Tay Davis. Tay, first question. Is this your first interview in a car with a guy bigger than you?
Yeah, it is.
All right, so
And
you just completed your rookie.
he was kind of awkward in general, but it was still kind of funny.
That's an awkward situation. Hey, I'm with the linebacker Tay Davis. Tay Davis. You ever see that SNL segment where Bill Hader has a microphone and he stuffs it in somebody's face because he's
yeah, that's actually a funnier one. I'm not a big Saturday Night Live guy, but that's a funnier one.
What are you doing here? I have a microphone. That's what I felt like it was.
140 people in here. Let's go. Leave some likes. Like it up. Thank you, Mr. Fishing.
Do we need
Bubbles
mods?
is the best character in Trailer Park Boys. Sorry, guys. I'm Ricky. The show. Ricky is the heartbeat of the show. I'm always a main character guy. Like I get you can have your favorites, but Ricky is without Ricky. There's no show.
And similar to Talking Giants, without Bobby, there is no show.
I don't know. I mean, I could quit. I could quit tomorrow, and I think you'd be able to handle it pretty well.
Wow. Oh, thank you. I was gonna say, because we're talking about, we have typically people that very nice people, by the way, in the chat that say, leave a like those are like mods. Are we ever? We're never gonna do that, right? If the chat gets out of hand, we're just gonna let it get out of hand because we're very much
we're chaos guys.
We're for the people. We're also like, just if there's gonna be chaos, let there be chaos. I don't care.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like is spamming. Like when I was doing the stream the other night, some guy was spamming. Anything besides that, you can say whatever you want.
And self-promotion. I do not like self-promotion.
Yeah. Ray, I love that. Let's see. We got some questions in here. Is Trent Harris not still one of our main edge rushers? Wasn't that weird that they just made Trent Harris from start playing around 50% of the snaps to just inactive?
He was playing well. I kind of liked him.
Yeah, I think they're just like, hey, we're going to use Sheard and let the young guys go.
Yeah.
Tay to Goat Davis. I was a believer in Tay Davis. I wasn't like, this guy's going to be good, but I was like, he deserves a chance. Like, he deserved to play over Alec Ogletree. I was fine with him starting. I was always big over, he needs to start over BJ Goodson, and then Connolly came in. And then it was weird that we cut him, you know? I actually wanted Tay Davis to play over David Mayo.
Isn't BJ Goodson starting?
I think so. He was at the beginning of the season.
Yeah. And isn't wasn't Tay Davis? Well, BJ Goodson's with the Browns. He was originally with the Packers. And Tay Davis, wait, then where's BJ Goodson? I thought he was also on the Browns.
They're both on the Browns.
Oh, wow. Close friends.
Yeah, one literally lost his job because of the other, but they're good friends.
Tough.
Okay.
Mr. Hangglider, man. That's a fun name.
Bradbury versus Metcalf. Who's winning? Bradbury.
He wears a binky.
Peppers will be closer to the line this game, and we might see 3 to 4 safety safe. I agree, Ray.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes. Definitely saw a lot last week. Even without McKinney on the field, I thought Love was going to be impacted by McKinney's arrival. He still may be impacted down the road. But it was Love, Peppers, Ryan, and who's the? I'm forgetting. Obviously, the McKinney. Okay, that was a bad take.
Let's line up some of our speed guys on Chad Wheeler. I want Chad Wheeler to play.
I would like that.
Chad Wheeler was the worst New York Giant that nobody hated
because he was not Eric Flowers.
Yeah, he gave up 3 sacks versus J.J. Watt in his first game. I was like, at least he's not Eric Flowers.
Right.
The Eric Flowers hate was very real.
Justified, warranted. He needed the change of scenery. I don't like how people now say, why didn't we try Eric Flowers at guard? You really think that after everything that happened, because it's not just like Madden, let's just say hypothetically, it's just a plug and play. There's a thing with just scenery and just struggling so much in one place and one team. That's also a thing. Eric Flowers just magically moving to guard fixed him. And also, he's not the best guard either.
Yeah, he's not even that good as a guard.
Yeah, so don't act like, the Giants, another one that got away. Stop.
I've watched Eric Flowers a few times, and I'm never like, man, he's really good at this guard spot.
Man.
In fact, I see him give up sacks. Matt Peart is back. When are he going to start full time? We talked about this before. I don't expect to see much Matt Peart because of there is like a real thing about Corona and like the lingering effects afterwards. So I don't expect to see much of Matt Peart today. I would be very surprised if we honestly saw him more than one series. But if he's ready, I would love to see him.
Yeah, took Will Hernandez to get substantial snaps. It took him like 3 weeks, including the bye. So,
let's see. Someone put out a report that Logan Ryan would be open to coming back, but wants to test the free agent market. If he gets a big offer from Zellman, we would be able to match. Yep, that's our friend Zach Rosenblatt. Make sure to go follow him. Yeah, I think we'd be able to match something for him. I hope we bring him back. I really want him back.
There's so many like what ifs, and if this happens, then this can't happen. If this happens, then maybe this happens. It's gonna be a crazy like re-signing free agent period for the Giants to see who they can bring back. This is so annoying, by the way. I'm so annoyed by this light.
Oh, like Peart, should we expect the same from Caden Smith and Pettis? Yes, I would very much expect them. None of them to play.
I have an idea.
Our lineup's already set. I'm trying to set my lineup and it won't let me. Oh, that's last week.
Oh, well, it's also very close to 1 o'clock.
I had Josh Jacobs in. Let me get Josh Jacobs out.
Yeah. That's so bad. Austin Eckler came back for me, and now Josh Jacobs is out. So, yay me.
Let me get Stephon Diggs in there. Make sure everyone set your fantasy lineup right now.
I'm not. I'm on my phone.
Oops. Let me drop. I had the Giants defense last week because we played the Bengals. Let me go pick up a new defense.
Very unprofessional.
Fantasy hour right here.
Very unprofessional. I do this. I at least have the decency to do this while we're recording the podcast with Danny. So then that means I'm not talking as much.
No Thursday night football is what screwed me.
Oh.
All right. Should I go Buffalo's defense versus San Francisco? Whoever answers this in the chat first. Buffalo's defense versus San Francisco, Tennessee versus Cleveland, or Chargers versus Patriots?
My window is open.
Or Colts at Houston.
My window's open. I don't have socks on, and my feet are freezing.
Actually, I'm going Lions at Bears.
Bears. Wait, which defense are you going with, Lions versus Bears?
Hold on. I have to take J.K. Dobbins off the IR. Damn it.
Lions are winning that game. It's first game without their head coach and GM. The players are rallying.
I am out of whack right now. I'm going to drop this guy. I have to move this guy off IR. Well, at least I'm not playing. Summer murder. Summer let go. All right. I think so bad. I think I feel good about this lineup.
This has gone off the rails.
I've got Ryan Fitzpatrick starting today.
Congratulations.
Oh, Danny King with some breaking news. Breaking news, guys.
Breaking news.
Jimmy Johnson just put out Jason Garrett for the Lions head coaching job. I think Detroit could do better than him.
Yes! Do it!
They're looking at Jerry Reese, too.
Oh, that'd be so
Do you think Jerry Reese deserves a second shot?
Sure.
I don't hate Jerry. Jerry Reese definitely needed to be fired. Like 1,000,000% need to be fired. But I think he could use a second shot. Actually, I don't know. I don't really like Jerry Reese at all.
I have no opinion.
I need to pick up a quarterback.
Jason Garrett should. I would like Jason Garrett to leave. This has gone off the rails.
Who cares? I had Kendall Hinton, and he got me. I started Kendall Hinton next week. I was like, screw it. Let me do this. And he got negative points for me.
Negative.
I got to pick up a defense. I still haven't paid for my league yet this year.
I want Jason Garrett to go to the Jets. That's where I really want him to go.
That would be funny.
Is Mike McCarthy a worse head coach than Jason Garrett?
Yeah. Actually, I don't know. He doesn't have Dak, but they were really bad.
They were bad without him.
Yeah, so
Oh, but now the defense is going to get together and we still don't have Dak. That's what I'm hearing out of Cowboy fans now. That's the excuse. Mike Nolan, who wore a suit and tie
Mike Nolan sucks.
in the 20th century. What a loser.
I got Adam Thielen on the bench. Need to start him.
Do you remember that when Mike Nolan wore a suit and tie?
Yeah, he had to make a petition for it because his dad did it.
As the head coach of the 49ers in like 2005?
Yeah, it's because his dad did it. I actually kind of like that. It's like he's honoring his dad. You don't like people honoring their fathers? All right, my lineup is set. Oh boy, that was horrible streaming, and I don't think we lost a single viewer. I freaking love it. I love you guys.
We did have 180.
Actually, you know what kept people in is me saying maybe Jerry Reese could do better with the second shot. Just throwing that out there, and everyone was like, "Oh hell no!"
Jerry Reese is screwed Eli Manning. He screwed Eli Manning.
He did though. He did. He did. He did screw Eli Manning, but he was a part of 2 Super Bowl teams, and I get the first one wasn't his team, but he did draft some important players for that team. He put together the roster that won it. Like Jerry Reese, 1,000,000% needed to be fired. He should have been fired with Tom Coughlin if they were going to fire Tom Coughlin. But yeah,
Eli was balling in 2014 and 2015. He was balling. And McAdoo was letting them ball too. So it's a shame that they did have no O-line for 2014, 2015. And they also had no defense.
Yeah, he was horrible at drafting the offensive line. I mean, Pugh was drafted as a tackle. He was nowhere near, like he was an okay guard. Eric Flowers obviously was a train wreck. For forces, the Lions would be better off keeping Quinn than hiring Reese. He is garbage. Okay. I mean, I don't think Quinn is any good. Jason Garrett wasn't a bad head coach. No coach can succeed with Jerry Jones. That doesn't mean that Jason Garrett's a good head coach. He underperformed every year besides 1 year with Romo. Every year he underperformed. But the Cowboys had a Super Bowl roster last year. Yeah. They had a Super Bowl roster on defense too. They had a Super Bowl roster, and they didn't even make the playoffs. They had a Super Bowl roster.
They had a future Hall of Famer in the prime of his career for so many years, and DeMarcus Ware. Didn't do anything with him. Couldn't do anything with that. Jason Witten's a Hall of Famer.
How did he screw Eli Manning? You didn't give him an O-line.
Tough. I think it is overblown, though. I think people now, because some people really like Gettleman, they now are so anti-Reese. Like, you're so pro Gettleman, so you have to be anti-Reese. Like, that's the thing with Giants fandom. That's like, all right, why can't you just like be even keel and level?
That's what we try to be.
Yeah. I don't hate Jerry Reese. I don't hate him.
I don't hate him as like a person. I hated what he did his last years, you know?
Yeah. I would hate Jerry Reese if we were not 2-time Super Bowl champions.
Yeah. He would have been gone a lot sooner if we didn't win 2 Super Bowls, you know?
Yes.
It's honestly more on Mara for not firing him. Like, if you're going to fire Coughlin, why you got to fire the GM too? Like,
it's kind of like we should have did that.
All right, let's not do all. This is a pregame show. All right, let's go 2 more minutes. Boy, bringing up Jerry Reese and Eli and Jason Garrett with the Cowboys has the chat on fire. This is why people hit on the big topics every single stream. It's like
I guess so.
It gets the chat lit up. Where we're more like, let's talk about the backup tight ends blocking. It's like, man, I've never seen this chat so lively since we just mentioned Jerry Reese. Oh man, that's
all right.
Good.
So now we know what we're doing every episode this offseason.
Hey, do you watch Trailer Park Boys? No.
Hey,
stay live and watch the game with us.
No,
I have thought about doing that. It would help grow our YouTube, but that's just not what we do. You know,
no.
It's just not it's not our thing. Our thing is more of, you know, watching the game very closely, and then, you know, spending time after the game, you know, formulating our opinions and stuff. Streaming, it would be great to grow the YouTube, but it's just not who we are. And Entertainer goes and does a good job of that.
Yeah. Gerald, I was very dismissive of that. I'm sorry. I do live stream on Periscope whenever the Giants are in the red zone. The Giants offense, whenever they are in the red zone, I go live on Periscope, so you can join in then. But also, we're also one of the few shows and podcasts and YouTube channels that puts out a large and comprehensive, in-depth look at the game. That's 40 minutes to an hour on Monday. So if we were live the entire time, basically all of our takes that we would have would be spoiled during the live stream. So that's also a reason why.
Yeah. So it is what it is, guys. We appreciate you.
Yes, Giants are going to win.
Speaking of that thing you were just talking about, we will be live after the game, probably with the 4:00 game, probably around 9:30 or so. Live streaming our podcast. So it's $2 a month. You get a free magnet. You get entered into. There's 2 raffles for a T-shirt every month.
You can win like this shirt.
Yeah, any shirt you want. You could get the hoodie.
You hate Jerry Reese? Do you hate Jerry Reese? Patreon.com/Talking Giants. Possibly win a shirt and say thank you, Eli, and then you can write on the back, "Fuck you, Jerry Reese." How about that? Well, that's really mean. I'm sorry.
Oh man! All right, $2 a month. We live stream after for all our podcasts, and there's like a little private chat in there, so it's cool. We appreciate you guys. Let's win the damn game, dude. I am pumped up. It sucks that we're not playing at 1 because before this game, I listened to MIA Paper Planes 10 times in a row, ready to just you saw me before we got on. I was just ready to drive a gavel through a Seahawk. Like if I saw a Seahawk wandering out, I might have went nuts on it. And so I appreciate you guys. We'll see you after the game. Let's win this damn thing. And let's go Big Blue.